Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Sometimes cheap and expensive items are the same thing with the only difference being the brand name. What are some examples of this? In the UK, there was a news story about a man finding another brand of crisps, chips, in a multi-pack. This made national news. Hilarious seeing people think the coronavirus pandemic is big news when we lived through something like that. I used to work food packaging for Kroger. Roasted peanuts, dry oatmeal flavored or unflavored, cereal, chips. When we changed from store brand to branded item, we would stop the line and change the box and the package. The food is the exact same. Exact. Edit, for one thing, this thread was great to read. We all shared something today. Lol. For another, although I thought it would be self-evident, not every type of cereal, not every type of chips. Those of you who love your brand. Fuck yeah. I get it. Cascade all the way. It's better and no one is going to tell me different. But when we say there is no difference, we mean it. Food handlers unite. Serious question, why were brand name foods being packaged by Kroger? Didn't they come from the cereal company, or wherever, already in their respective packaging? Sorry if I am misunderstanding. Post for example doest own the factories. They pay the factory to make them cereal and put it in their box. Kroger buys the same cereal and puts it in a different box. Edit, I don't know if Post specifically has their own factory. I was just using them as an example. Can replace them with any cereal manufacturer. I used to work for manufacturing machinery company. You'll be surprised how many major food and pet food producers make supermarket own brands. Yep. Worked as a cleaner for a major UK bread brand when I was a kid. Loaves went down 3 different conveyors into our slicers, each conveyor ending in a different brand's packaging. One our own, and the other 2 being budget brands. Same bread, same recipe, baked on the same day in the same oven. Priced differently depending on packaging. Reminds me of that Simpsons joke with the Duff Light, and Duff Dry all coming from the same tank. Zzit quill is at least a 200% markup from Benadryl. The only active ingredient in Zzit quill is 25 mg of diphenhydramine, whereas Benadryl is also 25 mg of diphenhydramine. Or you can just buy the generic brand of 25 mg diphenhydramine and pay even less than for the pink Benadryl package. Generic is almost always the way to go. There is one prescription medication I take that I actually need brand. Sometimes the secondary ingredients change the effectiveness of the active ingredients for certain people. Diphenhydramine seems to work effectively regardless of manufacturer. You guys should see the stuff we deal with in the medical field. I wanted to get a mesh metal glove to protect myself when using a saw during autopsies. Our medical supplier, Fisher Scientific, sold the hospital a medical grade chainmail glove for $300. They forgot to take the Base Pro Shops tag off. It was a $12 glove for cleaning fish. Their name should have been a giveaway, Fisher Scientific. LMAO this. We needed some clips, looks exactly like plastic clips to seal our snacks, for our dialysis processes. $8 for a dozen on Amazon and we spend $130 for 10. Lol yup. Anything listed as medical grade. The entirety of the tech side of a hospital consists of here you go. We slapped an old useless tablet onto a cheap plastic cart and loaded it with one program it barely runs. That'll be $12,000. Actual manufacture cost $3.50. Champion does this so much. They have like cheap Champion and the more pricey one. Champion literally used to be shit and you'd get made fun of for wearing it, and now it's all hyped up but you can still find a Champion shirt for less than $10. I have 3. Edit, thanks for the likes guys. I woke up and just saw all this and I didn't know it would blow up. I swear kids that wore New Balance shoes used to get the piss taken out of them as well. NB is a weird brand. On one hand, you get the suburban dad shoes, and the other they make some serious running shoes that are worth looking at for your next half marathon. ETA on second thought, I think this is because NB didn't focus on fashion shoes historically. They made comfortable, long-lasting shoes, and that was it. They've come off of that a bit recently, but the suburban dad is drawn to the utility over form. Other brands make utility shoes as well, standard food service black, no slip sole, etc. but also have other well-marketed lines. Nike has Jordans, Reebok had the Pump, Adidas has soccer shoes, Skechers has a whole casual dress fashion line. New Balance really doesn't have another niche, or didn't for a long time, which established the reputation. New Balance is a great brand. Only brand where I could get triple white sneakers when I was a kid. Kirkland Brand. Costco Brand. 1 egg. Bayer 81 mg aspirin $24.99 for 365 tablets. Kirkland 81 mg equivalent, $4.99 for 365 tablets. Same active ingredient, big price difference. I work in marketing and did a ton of research on Costco. The Kirkland brand is known for their quality. In fact, they won't put their name on a product unless independent market and product research shows it meets or exceeds whatever the industry leader is. Toothbrushes, chocolate-covered almonds, paper plates. Everything has to be better than the top-rated brand or it isn't good enough for the Kirkland label. Edit: I don't work for Costco or Kirkland, I work for a marketing agency and one of my clients was exploring white labeling their product for Kirkland. I was so impressed with Costco's commitment to quality. The deal fell through, but they made me a fan for life. It goes even deeper than that. I used to work for a large company that supplied for Costco. If you have what they deem to be the premium product on the market, they will actually ask you to make the Kirkland brand. They catch is that it has to be at least 1% better than your product. That's not a joke. They'll identify a metric in which their Kirkland branded product has to be slightly better than your market-leading product. As a supplier, you jump on it, because the data is clear that it jacks your sales. Usually your product sits right next to theirs on the shelf. So the consumer has two choices. Yours, or yours, at slightly worse margin. You can be assured that the Kirkland brand is always the best, because it literally is. Costco is perfect. Yay, I'm with you on that one. I have yet to buy a Kirkland product that I did like. Quick question, is there a difference between cheap and expensive brands of bleach and rubbing alcohol? Yes, I'm aware of the recent news. No, this has nothing to do with that, I'm really just curious. Some bleach brands definitely taste better than others, but the motor fusitos de megistas utspiel on tesguda ones. No. Though some are made from isopropyl alcohol and some from ethanol. But in any case, as long as you're comparing the same type, brand doesn't matter. Is there a difference between the two alcohols as far as use case? Costco Kirkland brand is often white-labeled brand name items. Kirkland might as well be a name brand. There are plenty of times where their quality has been better than the name brand. Not going to lie, until I read your comment I thought it was a name brand. Costco Kirkland brand, in my experience, is often noticeably better quality than the branded equivalents that Costco stocks. I recall reading an article on organized crime involvement in the olive oil trade, really. That revealed many olive oil brands were mixed with cheaper oils. They did a test of the major brands to determine olive oil purity. One of the few that came out as 100% olive oil was Kirkland brand. Sometimes their products are even better than the brand names, because Costco often stipulates tighter restrictions on quality from the manufacturers than what we require internally. A lot of food on Aldi is, at least here, overproduction from name brands which is labeled differently. And one of the cheaper beer sorts here is entirely from overproduction. Which has the fun effect that you will always get a Pils type beer, but depending where you brought it, it is very different. It's not overproduction. US Aldi, and similar Aldi associated company Trader Joe's, has their own label manufacture agreements with multiple suppliers. So they aren't taking excess, they actually have specific Aldi runs of products that are then packaged under their name rather than the manufacturer name. Source: GF is a manufacturer supplier for Aldi. Edit: weird Trader Joe's relationship. Also LPT. If you have an Aldi near you in the US, try it out. Shit is cheap. If you're comfortable financially it might not be what you want, but if you're in a budget, it's crazy. Cheaper than Walmart. The difference is you get straight up no frills at all. You give up all luxuries for cheap ass groceries. I believe the average cost of an item in the store is $1.79. I've heard the produce sucks at some of them. But I notice if you go earlier in the day it's better. What happens is they just throw that shit out there and people get all the good stuff early. But bring your own bags, and a quarter for shopping cart, you get it back at the end. I'm just telling this for anyone who is young and on a budget. That place saved me through my early 2020s. Plus they have German chocolate and a bunch of regional items for ridiculously cheap too. And they pay their cashiers way better than other grocery stores. But they only have like 3 to 4 people working at a time. It's weird, like the size of a Walgreens, one type of each item. It's the dream of /r/frugal basically. I know this probably reads like an ad, but I moved out west and I always tell people how they are missing out on that place. Also for those out west, if you remember those fresh and easy corner stores, that was an attempt to break into the US market back in the Great Recession days. Also I don't know if they still have it or not, but they have a double money guarantee. You go in and return something you didn't like, and they give you your money back, as well as the price of it just for free. Might have been store credit for the double part, but I remember it just being cash. Been to Lidl in Europe and it seemed pretty similar, not sure of the American stores.